This is the video number 2 in my hair care series, and yeah, let's dive into conditioners for today's video. Before that, let's dive into the past and see at my hair condition when I was not using any conditioner for almost 2 to 3 years. And yes, now I have started investing in a conditioner, and yes, I have been using conditioners regularly for more than a month now, and this is how my hair looks like now. It is more manageable, more frizz free, and more smooth and very easy to handle. Conditioners are meant to enhance the feel, appearance, fullness, lubricity, reflectance, and general manageability of the hair. And the need of a hair conditioner arose following technological developments in shampoo formulation, which helps in effective removal of sebum from the scalp. Therefore, as sebum is the ideal hair conditioner, it needs to be replenished using a conditioner. However, you can obviously go with hair oils or serums as alternatives, and I will keep that for a separate video. As of today's video, let's dive into conditioners. Now, whenever there is an increase in anionic charge in your hair, there is a cause of frizz, and this happens due to high cleansing shampoos, using of anionic surfactants on your hair, then using anti-dandruff shampoos on your hair, and thereby you need a conditioner which is cationic in nature to neutralize the effect. Yes, I did want to mention about Olaplex, which is a hair protector. It has a patented active ingredient called bis-aminopropyl diglycol dimaleate, and it is a bond multiplier. It helps to rebuild the broken disulfide bonds in your hair, and it is used to treat treated hair and colored hair and restore that shine and strength to your hair. So yeah, if you are looking out for that, you could definitely try out this. Coming to the ingredient list, the first category being the moisturizing ingredients, which includes propylene glycol, sodium PCA, hyaluronic acid, panthenol. These are the various moisturizing agents which might be present. Apart from this, there are many to be considered. I have written a few. Now, coming to the second list, which is acidifying in nature, benhentruminium chloride, cetrimonium chloride are two such ingredients which imparts the pH balance level of 3 to 4 to your hair after washing, and yeah, it renders your hair to the pH level of 3 to 4. Now, coming to the third category, which is oils and proteins, and this includes hydrolyzed proteins, fatty acids, silicones. Now, the fatty acids might be coconut fatty acid, stearic acid, and linoleic acid. So these are the various categories of ingredients which are present in the conditioner. Apart from this, there might be other ingredients which is like specific to that conditioner. Coming to silicones, they are categorized into water soluble, water insoluble, and some silicones even evaporate after application. Coming to water soluble silicones, these are the ones which you should consider while buying your conditioners, because this gets easily washed off when you are washing your hair the second time. Now, coming to the water insoluble silicones, this tend to get deposited onto your scalp and should be removed mandatorily with a sulfate based shampoo every 3 weeks or so when you're washing your hair. Coming to silicones which evaporate, these don't need to be like washed off. These generally tend to evaporate after application. However, it does help to keep your hair moisturized for a certain amount of time before evaporating. Now, as you all know, I have not been using a conditioner for quite some time. Now, Tresemme is one such conditioner which I've used in the past, and this does contain dimethicone. There is no problem with using a conditioner with dimethicone until and unless you don't have any problem with it. But yes, I have observed that after using this conditioner, my hair tends to weigh down, and it does tend to get deposited onto the scalp and form some white patches, and it needs to be cleaned with the sulfate based shampoo. Coming to the second conditioner which I've used in the past, and this is an affordable one and I've used it in the past. It does contain all good ingredients and doesn't contain any dimethicone. It doesn't give that like deposit on our scalp. And yes, if you are considering to buy a conditioner which is in an affordable range, I think you can consider this one as well. I've used this completely, and I've used like 2 to 3 years back, and yes, I did like it a lot. Well, after going through a lot of research and studies, I purchased the conditioners in this year, and those are from Requil. I purchased the Babasu Antifreeze Smoothing Conditioner, and the Murumuru was a free product which I got along with this, and I was able to test both of them. Both of them have very good ingredient list, and they don't have any silicone as such, and they have the Murumuru butter and Babasu oil, both of which are hydrating. They have some Murumuru seed butter, and they have other hydrating ingredients which are patented and which imparts the hydration to the hair. And these are quite affordable, cheap, and the hair is quite manageable after application. There is no fear of silicones. If you are like fearing silicones, then yeah, you can definitely try out both of these conditioners. And yes, this is more suited for like straight hair, and like if you are suffering from frizzy hair, you could definitely try this one out. Make sure to use your conditioner only along the length of your hair and not on the scalp. And yes, I'll be obviously trying out more such conditioners in the future, and I'll be bringing up more videos which might be helpful. So yeah, if you have stayed until this point, then please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you in my next video super soon. Take care. Bye bye.